about everything you could possibly think of under the sun. We know about all of it. We know about all of it. Trust me, we know. We know about stuff that you guys don't know, that they had contacted people off YouTube to try to make trouble for us. We know about everything. So, like I said, day in court's going to be coming, and we'll get a chance to get all this out in the open in front of a judge, which will be fantastic to get that done. They don't want to keep hearing about it because they know it's coming. But, that's yourself in a situation that you got to go through it. Anyway, so as I'm sitting here setting up, usually I'm setting up to do demonstrations on YouTube, but now we're setting up to get ready for certain individuals that can help our company come in and see what we have. It's a different form of setup. It's like, okay, I do setups every day when we get ready to do demonstrations, but this setup's different. This time around, now when I do setups, it's setting up for people that are coming in to see the technology. Once these people come in, this is it. They're going to talk about this like crazy. It's going to be all over City Hall, and we have some very important people over there, and everybody's important over there. We have some people over there we need to help us get access to get our company where it needs to go, because again, you're not going to just walk into any restaurant and just try to sell them a product. They're not going to have that. You got to have somebody go through the proper channels to connect to those particular businesses. And this company is into marketing. So they do marketing and stuff like that. They help small businesses get off the ground, get them into that mainstream. And that's when we need advertising. But they have to come see it for themselves. And I couldn't express this more to people who do these fake YouTube demonstrations just to look good on YouTube. Short term is what you're going to become. You can't expand, because again, before anyone signs a contract with you or gives you any grants or anything, they have to literally see it for themselves. And you're going to have to explain to them everything what that product does, and the questions they're going to answer you. Nothing is going to be script. I see a lot of people going out and getting customers and giving them scripts, so that way they'll do certain things to make their product look good. That doesn't work out here in the real world. There's not going to be script. Don't ask you all the questions. One of the questions that will come up: does your product match house paint? Can I do the same thing at home? Can I get like a bed sheet or a pillowcase, or will my jacket match if I walk in front of it? I can go to Home Depot and get the same thing. You're going to hear that through every single conversation. And you're going to have to show that your product is different. I literally had that come up when I first came here. When I applied here for this office, it came up in a conversation. It came up multiple times. I would ask that question myself. As a matter of fact, I do ask that question myself multiple times, but we get back in return on that one. We get nothing back. We get basically nothing back at all. But anyway, that's not my problem at the end of the day. If you can't answer my basic, simple questions, you're going to have a nightmare time trying to get your company where it needs to go. Thank goodness we did our testing. Thank goodness I didn't cut any corners. Didn't do anything shady. Thank goodness. And for those people saying, well, what? You got to go to court pretty soon. When you're in court, you're going to have to answer all the questions. And one of the questions that's going to be very important that you're going to need to answer is, why did you attack my company? Where did you get these accusations from? What proof do you have of these accusations being actually true? And these are very serious questions. These questions can mean the difference of you being sued for millions of dollars or spending a good 10, 20, 30 years in prison. Very important questions, and you'll be under oath. So don't lie in there. But one of the things I want to know is, all right, so you hate my company because of what? Why do you hate my company? You never purchased anything from me, so it can't be saying that you're a customer at the end of the day and you feel that you were robbed at the end of the day. We had the best shipping policies than everybody else. Man, people copy our shipping policies at the end of the day. Our products are the only ones that show they're tested. Our products are the only ones that have guarantees on them. So again, you're not a customer. You've never purchased anything from me whatsoever. So why do you hate my company so much? And these are the questions I'm going to have my attorney drill into you when you're on that stand, because you know you can't lie in there. We got you, right? Well, we want you to ask you all those questions that you don't want to talk about. You're going to have to. The judge is going to tell you, come on, man, you got to speak up on that microphone. We all want to hear this in that courtroom. Everything you say will be on document. And mind you, I'm going to make sure that everything is public, which means anyone can come in and read what happened in that courtroom. So the question is, Why did you attack my company? What did our company do to you at the end of the day? You don't have any receipts, you never purchased anything from us. So let me get this straight. You just started hating my company for no reason whatsoever. That's what it came down to, right? Hatred and jealousy. Hatred and jealousy will get you locked up for a very long time. Hatred and jealousy will get you hit with massive lawsuits. Don't you even think about it. You want to go back to the hut? Oh, you're fighting your fish. Always fighting something new. Oh, a new battle has started. Yeah, that's not the fish. That's something else he's fighting with. Continue your battle. He's fighting something else now. Got a new toy to fight. Go ahead, fight your toy. I did his man. That's his battle cry. But anyway, yeah, truthfully, I'm gonna get you out there and stand and answer that question. So you don't know me. You just randomly went by somebody else's, or what he was saying about us, and you just ran with it. Do you have any idea how bad that looks in a courtroom? You're going to have to show something, your defense, your attorney, whatever. It's going to have to show the reason why you felt the need to attack my company, attack me, and attack my family. Even the cat. So what did we do that was so bad that you just openly came out and attacked us like that? And it comes down to one thing, gentlemen. Jealousy. Some of you, it's because of something else. We know what for. Because of this. Oh, yeah, we know about that. You've seen the message we received. N-word all over the place. Some people feel that an African American should not have the capability to do what we're doing right now. It shouldn't be for us to do this. I've been in the business for a long time. I've seen just about everything you could think of. All kinds of stuff you wouldn't believe. I don't judge people at the end of the day. People are what they are. At the end of the day, we only judge you if you basically have committed this. Other than that, I deal with people of different races all the time. I just see those people as that's one of the group of ignorance. That's what I see. So, out of nowhere, as we talked to, had the conversation with Mr. Williams, we went into this rant we have it in dead recording now for courts. And mind you, Mr. Williams, that recording was sent to your building. They have that. Legal has that. We contacted our office, and I'm in the garage, and I asked you, why are you attacking me? And you said, because I'm a scammer. And I said, what proof do you have a scammer? He says, doesn't make a difference. I don't have to know you. Just know you're a scammer. That's what you said, right? I just want to get you some time. Get you in the recording. Mr. Williams stands to do some very serious time. Mind you, Mr. Williams, all that has been sent to your building. All those letters, all back to your building. They got your handiwork now. Pretty sure they have them by now. And if they haven't mentioned to you, because they're not going to mention to you, they're in the process of removing, and they may file some charges. Same recordings are going to show up from the judge and the officers and social worker and everybody else in the face. So that's what you said, right? You sat there and said, it doesn't make a difference. You're a scammer. And this is coming from an individual who is ripping people off. Why? He's being charged for that. There's another set of charges coming up, and that's with the federals, with him imposing and impersonating a minister. Because when they asked him, how do we know him? I said he contacted our company saying he was a minister. You know, black people don't like that kind of stuff. Black people, I know about different races and stuff, I know, but personally, from my experience with our own people, we don't like it when you disrespect God. We really don't. And to have someone come in and take donations from people and don't even have a church, no followers whatsoever. You can look at the YouTube account, you can tell it's all Photoshop. He's not even wearing the official uniform. Because they always wear the official uniform. Anytime they, of course, they earned it. They went to school and got a doctorate degree and everything they went through, and they're the man of the cloth. So they're definitely going to have to show that off. Get a black hat on, baseball hat on, a black shirt, black background, and you can see where he did a very poor job photoshopping the church in the background. Anyone can come in and hit the back button and hit photo lens, which basically on Google allows you to research any photo that you see, and it will tell exactly where it came from. Yours doesn't go anywhere because it's different photos all pieced together to make that. I asked you, and we're going to use that, what I asked you on YouTube. I asked you Where's your information? I asked you, did you have your document? What college did you go to? Showing a certificate of graduation, which means a diploma. Showing clergy ID, which I'm pretty sure he has a fake one. He's going around probably getting discounts. Most people don't question someone since they're a priest or minister or whatever. Your church, location of your church. There's certain tax forms you're supposed to have that shows you're exonerated from paying taxes because you are a church. Those forms, all that stuff. Now, mind you, I requested that, but other agencies are going to request this also. They're going to want to know the documents because, again, it clearly shows that you are taking money from people. My friend put in a donation. Your accounts are active. You got Cash App and you got PayPal. And when you click on the PayPal, it has a monthly donation at the bottom. I sent all that to your social worker. We also sent all that over to the to leasing and other parts of the building. Keep in mind with they have a legal team. We sent it over to them. Because mind you, you came to us, my company, posing as a minister. So all those emails that were pinged back to the Xfinity, which comes from your building, those were sent to the FBI. We are officially filed for identity theft. Because you came to my company personating something that you weren't. Which means you have used this fake ID or fake identity to go to others and request money from them, claiming to be something that you're not. Now, I asked you clear and plain, did I not? I came right up to you and I said, hey man, this is what I'm going to need from you. I posted a video on it, right? What did you do? You went over there by Burlington Coat Factory and you ranted in 3 videos. That does not sound like a person who can back it. So, Mr. Williams, this is going to come up multiple times. There's several agencies that will be reaching out to you. If you have not gone to the Baltimore police, because we filed over there, and you don't let them know that you're moving, when the summit comes up for a court date and they know that you're not at that building anymore, they're going to issue a warrant for your arrest. Which means they get you on site. And they got your pictures. We sent over your pictures to the police department, sent the pictures. They have several of the letters that went over because they have your fingerprints. We have their fingerprints. We were getting letters with weird substance in them. You're putting weird stuff in the letters. Yeah, it's going to be very serious. We haven't received anything from him. We know why. Because the people we talked to in that building were dead serious. He's going to be removed out of the unit. And I'm pretty sure he received a letter already from them stating that he has to go to court. The building's taking him to court on the grounds that he violated the lease by committing scams of ripping people off, impersonating the minister. We have all the evidence for that. And also to the upteen letters that we received that was coming from that building over to our building. And we were told that everything, now they can't lie to me. If they're telling me to do certain things, we can take them to court on that if they lie. We can get them on that. But they told me that the guy personally gave me his email from the company, the main one, but they all have their personal emails from the company, and just send over everything you have. And that's what we did. All your letters been coming, we snapping pictures, send everything over to them. So those letters are passed on to legal, which are the people that are responsible for getting ready the process of eviction you and moving you out of the building. So I'm pretty sure you already got those notices. I already sent over the other video where you made this statement on YouTube saying nothing's going to happen to me. Then you felt that you could do whatever you want in the building. So you contacted, made that video stating that nothing's going to happen to you at all, period. Careful what you do. Now it's a trickle effect, because my sister used to work for public housing, and she used to be a social worker and all that stuff. It's a trickle effect that triggers off. Because it's his money, his SSI and all that stuff, he gets his benefits, is tied into the building. That's why he can get in there, because he has a disability. Judging from what I've heard on camera, the way you carry on, you do have a disability. Not to be funny, yeah, something's wrong. I'm not saying anything bad. People have it for other reasons, but clearly you can see that he's not all there. You can definitely see that, especially from the letters we received. Not a normal person writes like that at all. Period. Unless you pretty much came here and you skipped school, a lot of school is the only way, which again, that picks up on the other one. But no, you were born here. So yeah, you had the same equal opportunities as everybody else when it goes to the school district system. Whether you take advantage or you don't. Unless you basically just never went. But other than that, the writing he has in there, a third grader can do much better. It's pretty bad. So with that being said, probably does have some issues, and that's the reason why he's in that unit. Now, am I saying everybody in that unit has? No. Some people have basically. It's a way for people to get up on their feet. Some people just are in a situation where their income is not all that great, and they're there. My mom was there. I'm not putting anybody down. We were there. That's all I know about Section 8. That's all I know about housing authority. And also, we were in the building. I was in the projects, and I was in low rise, and high end low rises. I was up at 30. If anybody knows North Philadelphia, you know Rich and Allen projects. That's where I was at. And you're quite aware of that, right? That area. There you go. That's not an area you play around in. Now, they're all condos now. They're all condos. When I was coming up, it's 33rd and Diamond. That was one step, 30 Diamond Street Project, and I was over at Richard Allen. So I know about that stuff. It's much better now today, but back then, something else. It was definitely something else. But anyway, so I know about all that stuff. Because I was in those areas. So you can never say at the end of the day, always just putting people down. And I was there, buddy. I'm older than you. I was there before you were there. So I know all about that. Trust me. But anyway, no. It people who lived in that building, because people think everybody lives in that building are thugs and gangs. No, they're not. You have very nice people that live there. People who work every single day. It's to give a chance a person to get on their feet, because everybody needs a chance to get on their feet, and they do. So, you don't make as much money. This gives you the opportunity to be able to save money, to be able to have a place of your own, in order to have some self-pride and dignity, to have all that. It gives you all that. But some people abuse that privilege, which Mr. Williams did. Mr. Williams went in there and carried on and acted up and thought he could do whatever he wanted to do. As he said in the video that he posted on his social media channel, by saying that nothing's happened to me yet. Now, we know they contacted you, Mr. Williams. We know they reached out to you already. We reached out to them about sending documents. Documents means we're in the process of suing. And the first minute, when the guy picked up the phone, I guess it was he wasn't the person we need to talk to. He patches us over all the time. A very nice person, by the way. Said, I want nothing to do with this, and transferred us over. Which means they had talks that it's a possibility we could file lawsuits against him for his actions. And they're not going to get hit with a major lawsuit because of you. They're going to get you out of that building. So I know you've received letters already. We have dozens of your letters, Mr. Williams. They're still being sent out. We're sending them out to all these different agencies that are going to be responsible for getting you taken care of. Those letters have minister written on them. We sent them over your full Facebook page, the one you deleted off your account, the one you try to hide, that shows information about their building and you talking. We got the video clips, all that have been sent over of you talking about where you're at, where you're located, and constantly the word minister keeps popping up over and over and over again. So I'm pretty sure they questioned him already, asking did he have those documents. He doesn't have the documents. It's back. That's why I said they don't do dumb stuff. It's not worth it. It really isn't worth it. And we had conversations with him. I had conversations with actually, I've talked to McAfee. I've talked to McAfee in email a couple times. But McAfee is bent on believing that I'm a scammer. McAfee, come on. You sat there in that video and you said some very nasty things about me. The situation you're about to go through is going to be catastrophic. They're going to take everything from you, so you know that. You will lose the house. It's gone. Everything. The lawyers that are coming on board, they don't like what you did. They don't like, of course they don't. Got on camera, he did some really bad stuff to our company. He did some fake demonstrations. You are going to lose everything. I hate to say it, but you're going to be homeless pretty soon. And that's not the worst of it. The worst of it is you're going to do some prison time. You're definitely going to jail. You're definitely going to jail. You went on YouTube and you did a fake unboxing of my products. You forged my company's name, and we saw our copyright sitting on it too. We took the logo. We may hit you for copyright infringements for touching our copyright. So that's another thing you have to worry about next. We have your face on a thumbnail next to a bunch of fake receipts that you claim were our receipts, that you claim that you purchased from us, that you did an unboxing and continue to spread false lies. You can get 30 years for this. We can easily get you 30 years for it. And knowing that you're involved with these other individuals, you guys are all together working as a team, we can get you more time on that. So that's about the end of it, guys. You wrecked your lives. You did. You destroyed it. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to let the lawyers do what they want to do. I got no saying. It's none of my business at the end of the day. I did what I had to do. I did what I had to do, and that's it. I'm going to let the lawyers take over. The lawyers take your house, they take your house. They freeze your banking accounts, credit cards, your income tax, garnish your paycheck if you're still out. If you're still not, you're not in jail by now. That's whatever they do is whatever they do. These attorneys at the end of the day don't have mercy at all, and that's the reason why I hired them. They will take everything from you, including your freedom. They will use it as an example that they're going to have it as a form of conspiracy that you guys all got together and came up with this plan to take me out. Do you have much jail time you can get for a conspiracy charge? It's quite a lot. You're going to use like a ricochet off each one of you. Because each one of you did something involved in that group to me. Each one of you have accumulated time on each one of us. And one of you are going to snitch. People get scared in a situation like that. And you're sitting in a holding facility, especially if they come out of a lockup unit, you are going to snitch like crazy. And you're going to snitch. You're going to watch the backstabbing party begin. If they throw each other in the bus left and right. I tell you, it's going to lure up the fastest. Rogers are going to lure up the fastest. But it ain't going to help you, Rogers. It's not going to help you at all. We have hardcore evidence on you. They were looking at your property, what you own at the end of the day. They're going to take everything from you. You don't have enough money to cover what we're going to sue you at the end of the day. Mind you posted my face. You think I can't sue you for $100 million? I can. For posting my face, yeah, I can sue you for anything I want. As long as I got proof that you actually did it. I can take you in court and sue you for $100 million. And that's pretty much what they're probably going to hit you with. They want to make sure that you can't get out of this. That the debt alone will destroy you. They're going to make sure they take it all from you. That's what they did with Giuliani. He went there and made a statement about a voting machine. A statement multiple times. And said that the voting machines that were used in the election were rigged. Do you know how much damage that can do to a voting machine company at the end of the day? And they warned them, hey buddy, stop going out there and making this statement because you got no way to back this up. You have no proof. But he kept going back out and saying it. Just his words alone. He got sued for $149 million. $149 million. Does he have it? No. He has $49 million. That's what he has. They don't have the other part of it. And it doesn't make a difference. They went in, he lost. Because he had no way to back up this was true. Now, you called me a scammer, a rip-off artist, I'm a thief, I'm all these things, said all this stuff about me, right? And then you posted my pictures on top of that, putting that slander on top of that too, and put it on your social media channel and spread that all over the place. So I'm going to sue you for so much money that you didn't even think that much money actually exists. And we're going to have to actually send you a couple more letters to add on the zeros. It's that bad for you. At your age, you don't need to be losing that kind of money. You should be retiring. You should be old enough. He's an older guy. If you saw the shenanigans and stupidity these guys were doing, and knowing that the money that you have, I would have said, oh no, heck no. I'm not playing this young man game. You're too old for this. You do all that dumb stuff when you're young. When you get older, you mature. You're supposed to. And you look at that by saying, well, I ain't getting involved in that. You guys go ahead and do what you're going to do. I worked too hard to earn what I have at the end of the day. Whatever he's doing, that's just him. I'm not getting involved in it. That's what you should have said. But you didn't. Because something else got in your way. We already know it from the door. And that's something else that got in your way. You felt that people like me should not have the ability to be able to do what we do, right? There's your downfall right there. So now that's going to cost you everything. And you felt you could do, you got privilege, you do whatever you want. I can post his face up. He can't do anything about it. I'm gonna call him a slander, a thief, a ripoff artist. I'm even gonna prosecute his religion, everything. Mr. Rogers, you can stay offline as long as you want. We know where you live at. I have people in your neck of the woods, which means I have people of family in your neck of the woods, and I also, too, the bounty hunter and attorneys know where you live at also. So when the time comes, you're going to receive a letter from me, and that letter is going to tell you that you're getting sued. And when you see exactly how much we're hitting you for, I guarantee you 2 things are going to happen. Well, I say 3. Either 1, you're going to pee yourself, because it's a pretty big number. Number 2, you may pass out. And number 3, you may have a heart attack, because it's a very big number. That's all we need, just those 2 pictures, that's it. That's all we have to have. And dozens of recordings of you basically making this statement about me over and over and over again, that I'm a rip-off artist, I've been robbing people. Just like Giuliani did when he went up there with Trump, and he kept making these statements over and over and over again, including the Pello guy. He got sued too, and he's broke, he's been bankrupt. And yeah, Giuliani's bankrupt too. But anyway, kept making this statement over and over again. All right then. I told him before, if you feel that anything that I'm saying on this recording right now, anything that I'm saying, if you feel that I'm slandering you, as you said when you sent us the first letter, that if I mention your name, you're going to slap me with a lawsuit. Where's the lawsuit? There's no lawsuit. That's just you talking trash. I'm going to sue you, so you know that. And I'm going to throw your butt in jail for a very long time. And as old as you are, you don't have 20 years. That's a cybercrime you just committed against me. You committed fraud against me. Defamation. And those videos are pretty young. One's only 10 months. I'm coming for you this year. Not going to tell you when, but I am coming for you. So if you see a little black letter pop up in your mailbox, you know exactly what it's from. It'll be from us. And it'll tell you exactly what we're suing you in court for. We don't want any apologies. We don't care. We don't want any plea deals. We don't care. We want maximum. I want everything that you have and more. And I at least want 10 years in jail. And we're going to get it. I think we'll get more than that. You know why? Because you're tied in with these guys at the end of the day. That's why. Accessory to crime. Okay then. Now, I'm going to come on here and I got my... Oh, wait, we didn't look at this? I thought we had this window. Oh, I went back in the slick mode. That's why. I got to go pick up some stuff from my equipment. Getting ready for our new stage. I want it recorded and I want to document it. When they hit this property and they start collecting this stuff, I will have it recorded and documented. Each one of you who we have to bring a collector to your property, it will be documented and recorded because I will be posting it. It's going to be an example for those of you who feel that you want to go down the line and attack our company because you don't like us. So I'm going to show you what's going to happen to you. And it'll be on court document that how much time they receive in jail. And if you cry in court, all that comes up. They document everything. So if you get into an outburst, it's documented. If you cry in court, it's documented. Everything's documented. The pleading, the crying, the begging. Even if you urinate yourself, it's all documented. Everybody can read everything that happened. And those documents, because I have the right, will be posted on public domain for anyone and everyone to read about. That means your friends and family. Think about the long run of this. It's not so much the lawsuits and jail time. It's your family finding out about this. Your church finding out about this. Your job finding out. The shame you're going to bring to your family. Because you're adults. When kids do dumb stuff like that, they're kids. They know they shouldn't do it. They're kids. Kids do dumb stuff. But when you're a grown man, especially at that age, and you worked hard to build your life, and then you do that at the end of the day, destroy everything, yeah, you're going to bring shame upon your family like no other. Can't get mad at me. Now, if you say, what's the future? Well, the future is that before we can get to the future, we have to get rid of the past. And you're our past right now. So we're making full plans to get rid of you. So that way we can move on. And what I mean by get rid of you, gentlemen, I mean extremely lengthy jail time. I don't want anything on the 10 years. I want something 10 years. We'll be happy with 10 years and over. 15, 16, 17 years, oh, I'm good with that 100%. 40 years? Ha! I'm a happy camper at the end of the day. I think roughly we should get 50 for what we've been through. Knowing you guys all ganged up on me for no reason at all. But before we get to that point, we're going to be in Judge's chambers. And I want to know why you openly attacked my company. You've never purchased anything from me. I don't know anything about you guys at all. But you just went out and attacked me for no reason whatsoever. Anything you say is not going to help me in court anyway. But still, I want to know. And if you don't want to tell me, then hey, you can spend the next 10, 20 years thinking about it. So that's where you're going to go. Remember, gentlemen, when you commit a cyber crime, that means when you go online, cyber crimes don't just involve money laundering and check fraud and all that stuff. Cybercrime is even if you're harassing or bullying somebody online, is considered to be a cybercrime. You ever read the policy behind cybercrimes? We know them. So yeah, if you go out and you post someone's face without their permission, and you put down at the bottom, you alter and change and put down that they're this, they're that, trying to destroy their reputation, this was considered to be a cybercrime. And cybercrimes are punishable minimum at 20 years. At the age you guys are right now, you can't do 20. I guarantee you, when you get in front of the judge and they sentence you, you're going to cry and whine you can't do 20, but you will do the 20. And you could have been home sitting back, enjoying your pool, out on the beach, relaxing, riding around on your e-bike, or enjoying a nice walk in the park. And that's gone forever. Now it comes down to survival. Real survival, 100% grade A real survival on how long you're going to last while you're in those units. And as I said before, and you can take it any way you want. Ask somebody who's been in the system. They'll tell you. It becomes all about survival. Who you know depends on how long you live. Or whether you're going to be used or whether you're going to be an object of the system. Opportunity. That's what it comes all down to, opportunity. What can you do for me? And what you could do for me, if you can't fight, you don't have any hand-to-hand combat skills, what you could do for me, that's going to benefit, make my life easier while I'm sitting here. That's what it comes down to. And if you're good with your hands, you're a skilled fighter in the day, they can use you. They can use your protection. Lawyers, they go in there, they're fantastic. You know what? They know the law. Most people on there, they don't know half the stuff they're in the courtroom talking about. They don't know anything. Like, you got to explain this to me. What can you do for me? The lawyer sits there. He's known enough. If he has enough power, if he has enough people who back him 100% by saying, well, that's so-and-so attorney for him, so-and-so, and so, you ask that permission from him in order to use him. Yeah, you got to do him a favor so that way you can use his attorney because he's got him on lockdown because, you know, he's good. There's all kinds of things. You have to have some kind of opportunity skill. To be able to be in there and stay under the radar and not notice is virtually almost impossible. There's always somebody watching. Everybody knows everybody while you're in there. They know when fresh people come in. So that's why at the end of the day, you don't want to be in that kind of situation. I don't, period. I tell this story to young kids. Young kids that are getting in trouble, I tell this story to them. You're adults. I should not be having this conversation with you. I think your parents should have covered this one already. I'm pretty sure you don't tell your kids to go and do dumb stuff, right? And yet here you are. Hey, Taco Bear. Hey, why? All right, Taco. Let's go fire up some of this cool stuff we got. Taco, oh my mind. And every time. Oh, we're going to the one on the ground. Doing this one. We're gonna build something to this. Now let me get back to me. I gotta be me. Now again. You can laugh about it and say, oh, nothing. You laughed about this before. Remember when all this first started. You're never going to get caught. Nobody's going to know who you are. And we know who you are and we know where you're at. And you'll laugh about this and say, well, nothing's going to happen to me. You know God, right? You know, that's the person you pray to. God, right? That's the one who defends us when you listen to the devil to attack us. He already let me know that when I was in that garage, that all of you are going to be brought to court. That's what let us know. Now, wait a minute. We are on reverse this. Let me see. On this fire stick. Fire stick. Fire stick. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, let me get the fish tank on here. And that's invisible technology. I have to build me a stand today and display the lights on it because I have appointments coming up for people to be in my office to see my technology. A lot of people are coming in. Let's see what we have here. No, let me explain something to you. I don't know why you thought at the end of the day that trying to belittle me and embarrass me in the garage was supposed to be something that would hurt me. Boy, the devil get you guys in those worst possible trouble you could possibly get in. You know it's going to be used against you, right? It's already used against Mr. Williams already. It showed a track record that he was stalking us while we were in the garage and other places we were going. So we used that against him. Yep. Showed a history of stalking, multiple addresses, multiple times, how many times he hit the addresses over and over again. When they stamp those letters, they have a time date on them, time stamp. And the time stamp, they can go back and check what time and how many times that letter was sent out. So a certain amount of letters actually start triggering off to a point of stalking. And that becomes automatic, a cyber crime, which automatically is punishable by 20 years. That's how easy it was to catch you guys. You're idiots. But yeah, trying to make me feel bad about the garage. And Mr. What's his name? Rogers did it too. Rogers sat there and pointed at the bench. Gentlemen, do you know what kind of trouble you've gotten yourself in with God? Do you know why I was sitting on that bench, right? On the time when I was sitting on that bench, the reason why I go back to that bench and I sit there and I talk, because when I'm on that bench, I'm having a conversation with the Lord. As I sit on that bench, that's the bench where I sat at when I first came there and I saw the garage. You went in, let me get this straight, honestly. Would you go into a church and take an axe and smash up everything in the church and urinate all inside the church, spray paint inside of it, burn all the Bibles, tear the cross down, break out all the windows and set the building on fire? Would you do that? No, you wouldn't do that, would you? But that's exactly what you did do. Because when I'm sitting out there on that bench, I was talking to my Lord. I was talking to my Lord every time I sat on that bench. And he would tell me things that need to be done and things I had to do and this, that, and the other. And I would have these conversations with him. And I said that when I first moved into the garage, that I sat there on that bench and I said, Lord, I'm very unhappy in the situation I'm at with the apartment. I don't want to be there. Now, did the Lord put me there? No, I did it because I rushed to get into that place to show off that I had moved out of the laundry room. That's what I did. Instead of listening to the Lord to tell me, don't listen to them, don't worry about them. I will have a place for you. I rushed it and ended up in a place I didn't want to be. I was very miserable there. Even though the Lord protected me, even though the Lord had my back, I still was in a place that he did not choose for me. So when the day came in September, I was out and I was looking through the Craigslist and I saw the garage. And I thought this would be a nice place to go. Anything's better than this place because I can't take here anymore. I'd rather be homeless than be in that place. That's how bad it was. I didn't like it. So when I went out there, the owner was late. So I took a walk. And I was walking around. I saw the Good Shepherd Hospital. And I saw this particular bench. And that's why I sat on that bench. And the Lord started speaking with me. And the Lord gave me a decision. He said, you can go back if you want. Or you can take the garage. And I thought the garage would be perfect. It's away from everybody. I'm not around anybody. I can be to myself. It's quiet. I like it. I want to go to the garage. Now, just to make sure that the Lord wanted to know that was going to be my decision, I was $300 short on my rent. Right there, a PayPal invoice just went through for $400. So I had more than enough to pay my rent. I'm good. So I'm thinking, the Lord asked again. All right. Now, you got more than enough to go back if you want. What do you want to do? And I said, I'm going to the garage. And that's what I did. I met with the owner, walked over with him, and asked him how much. And he said $500. I said, I'll give you $600 instead. because it's peace of mind for me to get out of that place. And I moved all my stuff in storage. Actually, he helped me move all my stuff in storage. And I went over and took my stuff that I wanted to take with me and set up and called T-Mobile and got my internet and everything put on so I can work there. And that's where I was at. And I was so happy that night. It rained like cats and dogs. The garage was in mint condition. The person who did the job in the garage did an amazing job. That garage was amazing how they hooked it up. But anyway, I sat there and I was smile on my face. You know why? I had nobody running over top of my head, screaming and yelling. No one arguing in the hallways. No smelling weed from somebody smoking in the hallway, transferring through my apartment, or outside smoking cigarettes that I can smell inside my unit. None of that. I had none of that at all, period. I had peace of mind. Happy as I've been in a while to be in that spot right there. And then the Lord, the next day as I got up, the Lord started directing me on how to reconstruct the area. How to go in and basically soak everything down and the dry lock. Next stage is installing soundproofing. After that, installing insulation foil, which that stuff is actually freaking amazing, by the way. First-hand experience, that stuff is incredible. Learning about the process of BTUs, on how many square foot per BTU does it take in order to heat a certain area, which you'd be quite shocked on that, because the heaters they have today, which they say 1,600, anything 2,200, they can't heat a room. That's technically not going to happen. You don't have enough BTUs to heat that. You know how much BTUs it takes to heat something? And then I learned that basically some of the things like how much firewood, how many BTUs come out of firewood, how much is needed. It's like 800, something like 800 sticks per month. They heat a house. It's crazy. So I learned all this stuff. Basically propane tanks and all that stuff. I learned all that stuff. I got a ton of history and a lot of information in that place. I learned things while I was in there. Was I intimidated by it? But no. We grew up with a father who was a Marine. He taught us how to live off the land. That was pretty much luxury for me. And if for those who are saying, well, you know, you had to defecate in buckets, let me explain something to you. You ever been camping before? Oh, I have. I camped a lot. And when you camp, you don't have bathrooms out there at all, period. There's no bathrooms at all, period. Guess where you're going? In the bushes. And you better know the difference between poison oak and a regular plant, or the rest of your days are going to be extremely rough. And some of you don't even know what proper mushrooms to eat, or berries. You wouldn't survive that long out there. But anyway, you don't have any bathrooms out there. So they have something that what they call in camping, they call it what's it called, dry poo, whatever it is. It's a chemical that you put into it because you get it in compost toilets, and what it does is it converts anything in there into a gel-like form that is basically has no bacteria or anything whatsoever. And when most people live off the grid, this is what they have. You go on YouTube, you'll find hundreds of people who live off the grid who have used buckets and toilet seats and that particular, what they call that poo that they use that kills all the germs, that live off the grid because there's no plumbing or anything like that whatsoever. But try to make that into something like I was jumping it over the gate and all that stuff like that, you're going to court for that. That letter I got from you, Mr. Williams, this is why we're going to hit you hard. What is your situation right now? You're going to be homeless pretty soon. And you can't go to any family members because we're going to get a warrant for your arrest. Even if I have to come to Baltimore myself to get that warrant, I will. I'm going to see you in jail. So, that's over and done with. This is why you don't do dumb stuff. Stuff comes back to get you. Especially when you talk about God's people. So the time I sat there on that bench, I was having a conversation with the Lord. The Lord is what made this decision, and he asked me what I wanted, and I chose what I want, and that's what I want. I wasn't forced into that situation. I was very happy there. The biggest mistake I made was posting about it. By basically saying living the garage life. And I've seen other people have lived in garages. Some dumb idiot contacted me. We know who that was. So I said, people don't live in garages. You got to be kidding me. I know people, and I've seen people who have expensive cars that cost more than your freaking house at the end of the day. They make a lot of freaking money. They live in garages. You know why? Because they're in love with their vehicles. They can't stand to have their vehicle parked in somebody else's garage. They can't stand to have it outside, and they definitely don't want it in the driveway. So they figured a way how to convert a garage into a luxury home where they can stare at their vehicle 24/7. You guys who drive cars, you know what I'm talking about. You love your vehicles. There's nothing wrong with that. You love your vehicles. There are people who park their motorcycles inside their apartments, inside their homes. They'll ride it right up in there. Yes, they will. It's their baby at the end of the day. Those cars are their babies. And I know people they have the money for luxury they have a garage suited up with their cars. They can see that car every day. That's their baby. So for you to make a statement that people don't live, it shows you how ignorant you are. You don't know much. So you went out and you contacted the city, you tried to make a lot of trouble for me. You said all these false things about me. And guess what happened? Nothing. I wasn't removed from the building. When the Lord's time for me to leave a place, it'll be his time, not your time. But you will pay for your actions. As I said before, everything you've done and the timeline you have known me is written in the book of life now. And if you have not repent or basically had your sins washed away, God forbid, if you don't wake up the next day or you don't come back in the next day, then you're going to pay for all of that in the next life. In the next life, it's going to be torture. And I'm not talking about torture beyond your imagination, torture. Because you're going to hell. And hell's an extremely bad place. And that's where you're going to be at forever. There is no time period like, all right, I'm going to be here for 6 months. No, you're going to be there forever. It'll never end. So this is why be careful about saying things at the end of the day, because the very things that you say about other people will end up happening to you. Now, situation you're in, gentlemen, you're going to lose everything. We know that's going to happen. You're getting sued. You did the dumbest things I've ever seen in my entire life. You're going to be broke, homeless, whatever. If you didn't have the jail time coming up, you'd be living on the street or with some family member or something, because you're going to be broke when we get done with you. But unfortunately, it's not the worst of it all, because you're going to jail for the dumb stuff you did. So with that being said, you're going to lose your freedom. You're going to go to a place where they tell you what to do, when to do, and how to do it. Every single day for as long as you're sentenced to be there. And not only are you going to listen to the guards, but the inmates are in there, going to tell you the same thing too. Every single day. Unless you got some kind of, well, you don't have that. We know. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. So when I was out there making that statement, Mr. Rogers posted on his account, completely delusional. You posted a picture of the bench that I was sitting there having a conversation with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ about my decisions and things I wanted to do, and you said delusional. Where I'm at right now, my company pretty soon in a couple of days are going to have some major contracts attached to our technology. Our technology is advanced beyond belief on everybody else's. Our technology is better. And on top of that, I'm making a lot of money. How much money are you making off your website? Nothing. You can't even ship out your item. You're canceling states left and right. I got massive cancellations on your products underneath my desk showing you can even put out a basic $20 sample and you had to pay me back and pay payback back money for the transfer. That doesn't sound like a person is doing too well. You got multi-million-dollar lawsuits coming your way, which means you're going to lose everything. You're going to basically going to be homeless. That's what's going to happen. And between the criminal charge you're filing against you for posting my face all over the place and carrying on, you're going to jail. That doesn't sound like you're in a very good situation. Let's add the other one real quick. Fernando Gonzalez. Where are you going to be at? You're definitely going to jail. There's no doubt about it. And you're not being deported. No, they're going to come get you. They're going to zip tie you. That's definitely going to happen. And you're going to be stuck into a truck, and you're going to be stuck in the prison system until your case comes up, which involves the multiple, God knows, of everything else you could possibly think of under the sun. But those copyrights are the ones that are going to be the worst ones. So yeah, you're done. You're finished. Mr. McAfee, you went on and committed crimes by identity theft. Multiple accounts of identity theft. You're going to jail. You're going to lose everything. You sat there and cried on camera about losing your house. You're going to lose your house now and everything with it. What about your family? What your family's going to do? You ever think about that? What are your families going to do? That's not my problem at the end of the day. How are your families going to survive? How are they going to eat? You got kids at the end of the day. That's not my problem. It's your problem now. Mr. Williams, your effect is already kicking in already. We know that for a fact. Your effect is, I've already talked to people in your building. So your effect is already kicking in. We know you got a letter by now. We know that you got a letter. You're going to appear in court. And they had those letters, Mr. Williams. They had the letters that you sent to us that we filed the complaint. And your building, they have the letters coming to them. Some of them are coming in, and we got some that should be already there. You're out of the building. Yep. Okay, well, that's basically better for me. Lord did what he said he was going to do. He kept his word. He said he'll find every single one of them, and he did what he said he was going to do. We have enough evidence to prosecute whatever we want. And keep in mind, when we get to court, we'll make sure that the judge knows that you guys all know each other, and we'll hit you with conspiracy charges. We can tack on an extra 10 years to your prison sentence already, and more multiple lawsuits. But you guys all work together as a team to attack me and my family. My sister also, too, is going to be following charges, so you have another set of charges coming your way, so you know. Those of you that were involved in the address, you got more charges coming your way. And Mr. What's called again? Jamie, you got unfinished business with the other half of my family. Because remember, you went on YouTube and you mentioned their names, and I got it recorded. And you called the police. And said at the end of the day that you got a notorious, I'm going to leave the other half part, coming after you because you mentioned their names on YouTube for everybody to know. They don't know who you are. Who's that stupid at the end of the day? Even the officer is going to tell you at the end of the day, well, this is what you're going to have to do. When they get here, you're going to have to basically call us. Because the first thing they're going to say, well, why would you go on YouTube? Why would you mention someone's name at the end of the day like that? Why would you do that? You could be charged. So you can't say anything at all. Who says they're going to come to your house? Who says you haven't passed them back? They already passed you already. They've been in your neighborhood and they've walked around and they've been out there already. And some of them are from California. You don't know that, do you? Ain't none of my business at the end of the day. I don't care. I have nothing to do with that. You did that nonsense. When I was sitting up on the ladder, I was painting the wall, and he mentioned names. Like, oh my goodness, you are a stupid individual. How dumb can you be? You got to be the dumbest human being on the earth. You lost your mind? That's what I said on camera. Do you have any idea who you called out? You think if nothing happened to you, man, there's people that can walk around you all day long and you wouldn't even know what they was connected to. But, you know, you're going to be in the lockup system, so you'll meet them. Some of them. Stupid. And he's going to sit there and say, well, that's a threat. It's not a threat in the day. It's an officer right in the day. Yeah, I got some family in the day. They got some heavy ties. That's where they're at. And I'll tell you all the time. And he mentioned their names on YouTube in a live stream in front of a bunch of people. And now they want to know them. And the first thing I asked you at the end of the day, why would you mention their names? Did you know these people? So why would you mention their names? Why would you say, that's what the officer's going to say to you? Well, he's just warning you what may happen. Don't mention people's names. Don't do dumb stuff like that. Stupid. You see anybody else do it? Anybody else do it? Anybody mention their names? Anybody else in the group? Nobody did it, right? Only you. There you go. It's like nobody touched copyright. The only person we found out now touched copyrights other than him was McAfee. Because McAfee used it in a fake receipt. He designed a fake receipt and put our company's information on it and my address on the shipping labels and all that stuff, which is considered to be identity theft. So yeah, to make people believe that I sent it to you. So you're being charged with identity theft at multiple levels. On top of it, don't forget about that bar. You used their address too to also harass their company. Good gracious, man. All right, we got our fire here. Fire. We got our other screen. I'm getting set up for my people coming in pretty soon. Well, not my people. People are coming to invest in my company. Want to see what we do. So, Mr. Byrd, we got to come down and see what you do. What you do. How we disconnected? We're going connected to that. Here we go. Let's see what you do. Yeah, gentlemen, I bring it up because, you know, I just can't believe somebody would just go and mess their lives up that badly. It's just stupid. I know a guy, basically, he was his worst enemy, he was. And people used to say, oh, you don't have to worry about getting back at him. He's going to destroy himself. And he did. He got killed. He was shot to death. They become their worst enemies. You're not doing nothing against a person like that. Don't even waste your time. They'll do themselves. You sit back and watch them self-destruct. Sure enough, yeah, it's going to kill them. Worst enemy. Somebody, he'll bump into the wrong person sooner or later. And he did. He got the wrong one. And the wrong one made sure he never came back ever again. So, you know. Worst enemies. All right, that one's fired up. I gotta push EL wire through there and come up on the other side. So that's running, and this one's coming up. They're going to be responsible for getting my technology in all kinds of applications, especially sports bars. Oh man, the screens, I guess there's one particular sports bar I want to do. The screen we can paint in there is going to be humongous. And the projector they got, we could run that thing easily. Easily! No problem with that. Oh. So we'll come here and check out all our cool stuff. 50 lumens. 50 lumen pickup. On the blue screen, that's the blue technology. You didn't get a chance to show that thing off too. That's a blue ad tech right there. Isn't that thing gorgeous? Blue ad tech. We went through all that effort to try to destroy my company, destroy my reputation, destroy my family. Oh, this is going to be bad in court. When the mug lawyer starts calling this out, oh my goodness. It's going to be bad. Did all that mess. I went through all that stuff to try to do all this stuff against me. And for what? We failed. Because God already had plans for my technology. He's the one that blessed me to have it. I had my technology long before you existed on your YouTube channels. I've had my technology. Long before. My Lord made his promise to me when I came out of that holding facility on how my life was going to change and what he had plans for me. And here you guys come along many years afterwards to try to take away what my Lord gave to me. What do you think the consequences of something like that will be? Apparently, but they are going to be in a couple of months. Or maybe sooner than that. All right, we're done with this. Definitely going to get some watermelon, some grapes today. Something, yeah, I got to eat a little more healthier. I don't eat healthier. I eat junk food every day. I like my junk food. This I can't have because I'm still feeling that stuff in my system. So I'm going to get ready for my new start. My new future. All the efforts you tried have failed. You try to shame me in the decision that when I sat there and had that conversation with the Lord, you tried to go in there and shame my decision that I had with Jesus. You tried to make me look bad on camera. You tried to make me look like I was homeless and that what'd you say in the demonstration, Jamie? You said all this, 14 years of work to come down to this. Is that what you said? Look at your outcome right now. Your website's not even there anymore. You can't even, he's got the LLC nonsense popping up. I know they're contacting him every day on that. He has to. He's missing documents, some serious documents. I know they're reaching out to him every day. So, bottom line is, everything you said was going to happen to me happened to you guys. You said I was going to be homeless, right? You're going to be homeless. You said I was going to jail. You're going to jail, right? You said all these things, right? Except for instead, I'm in an office. I have clients. Soon to have bigger clients in here to see our technology. That's why we're setting up for all this stuff is being set up for them to come in and check it out. We get appointments and places where we get to do installments and shows and all this stuff popping up because they want our stuff to be integrated all through Allentown. When they ask us, what can you do with this technology? The smile that's going to pop up on my face. Anything we like. We have advertising technologies, change screens, inside, outside, projector mapping applications, which are about to be showing off pretty soon. I got a new internet signal coming in because we need it for that particular form of setup. We'll be showing that off pretty soon. That's what we're getting ready for the desk. That's one of the panels sitting on top of it right now to get ready to show that off. We're set up for everything. We have saved people, companies, tons of money because we have companies we did business with that they didn't require to have expensive projectors. Gaming technology. Gaming is a big field. Sponsorships, all that good stuff. We got all that stuff locked in for us. As I told you before, I'm planning to be a millionaire. It's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting because what it comes down to is that I'm going to be a millionaire and you're going to owe me millions of dollars. I'm going to set up a fund account for where we're going to have the money transfer when we sue you. I got several agencies that they're going to receive that money. We don't want it. What do I need it for? I'm good. We're going to send that to agencies. So if you ever get in your head, oh, he's desperate, he wanted money, that's why he sued us. Now you got sued because you did dumb stuff, and we caught you doing dumb stuff, and now you're going to have to prove that you didn't do this dumb stuff, and if you can, I'm going to sue you for millions of dollars. That's what's going to happen out of that. That's why you don't have lawyers contacting me. That's why Mr. Rogers doesn't have a lawyer contacting me. Go ahead, Rogers. Go over and walk up to a lawyer and said, hey, guess what? I went on YouTube and started these nasty rumors about this guy and said, hey, his products were fake. He was a scammer. He's a rip-off artist. I basically followed him. I stalked him. I basically did fake demonstrations on his products. And then I went and took his face, altered it, called him scammer, rip-off, and splattered him all over YouTube. Go ahead. Get an attorney and tell him that. I bet you I can get your attorney to drop your case. So that being said, Mr. Rogers, you're being sued for millions. And if I say 10 million, I'm going light on you. It's millions. A lot of money. It is money you know you don't have. But it's called the fallen tree effect. You know, when you cut down a tree and you start running, the bigger the tree, the farther you're going to have to run. Sometimes you can run as far as you want. You still get smacked by that tree no matter what. By a mile. That's how hard we're going to hit you. You could run from one side to the earth to the other, and you're still going to get smacked by the tree. But with that kind of debt, that lawsuit that will pop up on all your credit reports, on your banking account, I mean, you won't be able to get jack. Your family can't get jack. You'll be red flagged everywhere because your credit will be destroyed. $10 months. One is once a year and one's 10 months. We got plenty of time to hit you. Yep. So enjoy the fallen tree. I guarantee you, it's not going to miss you. For the dumb stuff you did, it's wide enough that you can't run from left to right, and it's tall enough that you can't outrun it. I'm going to crush you with that tree. Remember, you have to be careful about the very things you said. What did you say out of your mouth to me? You said that you're going to slap me in the mouth. That's what you said. We got it in the email. We got your email right here. We'll post it to the judge. You said you're going to slap me in the mouth, and you said that you're going to slap me with a lawsuit that my dirty, raggedy behind couldn't afford to pay. Didn't you say that, right? And now you're about to lose everything. So you get an attorney, you tell them all what I just said. You go ahead and have them contact me. I'll give you another additional 2 more days. This has been going on since what? We've been asking them to do this, what? Last year. And then when all that's done, Mr. Rogers, I'm going to take you to court on that company where you made that statement about that gain range nonsense. I'm going to hit you with even more charges to lock you farther in. So, that's it. That's your future, gentlemen. And this is mine. Well, that tech is gorgeous, man. I mean, the projector I'm sitting on right now is like 1900 lumens in eco mode. You can see there's no projector on the desk. The projector is actually underneath us. It's a Sony CX100 that's sitting on it right now. It's on the desk right here. Kaboom! It's right there. The other one's there and hitting here. Yeah. Can't wait for us to get in that courtroom and you can explain some of that philosophy in there in front of my lawyer. Alright, I got things to do. Woo! Isn't that gorgeous? Lights up, baby. Do 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 do. Sat there and told him he knows. You don't even know the first thing about rear projection technology. You don't know the first thing about it. The first thing about it, that is the blue AdTech at 50 lumens. It's freaking incredible. Oh, we showed those off. We got a green version too called the Jade. We'll get around to it when we show those off. Oh, look how beautiful that looks. Then we got the Flex. Look at the Flex. It's a Flex gaming technology. The Flex. That makes your PC look absolutely enchanted. Oh, let me get this straight a little bit. Look at that. Oh, by the way, that technology absorbs sunlight. So I got this crazy PC case I'm going to build. The entire PC is inside of a box. The screen is on the outside. We can project through it and make the PC look just like that. It's a new case I'm designing. Isn't that cool? Think I'm going to build me a prototype today. That's where I got the idea from. We're going to build it around that screen. I think I'm going to tilt it up. I think I do. I'm going to do a portrait mode sit up, because this projector can do portrait mode. Doesn't that cool looking? Looks like your computer's inside of a fish tank. Alright, people, that's it for me. I got much to do. A lot to do. People want to sit down and say, well, why do you bring it? I bring it up because these people attack my company. That's what they did. So let me get this straight. You viciously attacked friends and family. My late mother. My mother passed away. You attacked my cat. Everything. All kinds of nasty things you said about. They said some very ignorant, rude things about my mother. Fernando did. Some of the things were sexual. Fernando, you are really lucky, man, that I am not like you. I got a dozen more people. If I pick up a phone right now, you don't exist tomorrow. That's how fast that will come to your front door. That woman that you felt the need to send nasty letters, hoping that she would read them. She can't read them. Both of her hands were pretty badly damaged through arthritis. Do you have any idea what they do to people like you in prison? It doesn't go well. No one knows about this right now. I'm the only one, because I was able to get the letter before my other sister got a hold of it. You literally would not be breathing right now. A lot of you not. You have no idea the kind of nastiness you would have dug up at your front door. That lady that you got nasty with in that letter was responsible for helping a lot of people out in a very bad neighborhood to give them a second chance, to help them realize that they were not trash, they were not garbage, that God loved them, and that there's a better life for them besides the life they were living. A lot of them have what they have now because of my mother. And my mother took the time out when their parents were out drinking, smoking, and on drugs and carrying on. She took them under her wing. She got one of them actually into a good school. They would give her their life for her at the end of the day. And that's the woman you disrespected. You're lucky that I'm the man I am today. Because nerdy man, I would beat the living stuffing out of you for disrespecting my mother like that. That shows me at the end of the day that I've got that self-control at the end of the day. You talking about triggered? Man, you haven't seen triggered at the end of the day. If you had saw me back in my younger years, that was beyond triggered. I was the type of person to burn your crib to the ground. Come in there, wipe through your place, and burn your place to the ground. Even blow your car, I don't care. I'll leave my mark when I leave. And it isn't in there. I'll track down the rest of your family members and I'll go through them too. That's the type of person I was in my younger years. Thank God I didn't kill anybody. I'm really shocked and surprised I haven't killed anybody. I really am. Beat the crap out of a lot of people, put a lot of people in the hospital, but didn't do that at the end of the day, which I'm glad. The Lord didn't allow Satan to push me that far over. And here you are, you're going to disrespect my mother and say those nasty things at the end of the day. Don't you have a mom? Wouldn't you be upset if somebody said some nasty things about your mother or your family members like that? But see, I keep forgetting, when you're dealing with Jamie has no respect for anybody. He doesn't even respect his own family. Because if you did, when you got those letters sent to you, you would have basically backed it down. Most men, real men, and they knew that they're in the situation where it could have inflicted on their families financial, they would have backed it down, not you. You're the type of person that goes into the system and doesn't come back out because you don't know boundaries. So, the fact that I went in, read through that letter, took that awful nasty hit, and put it behind me shows that I'm always going to be, not to say better man, that's the wrong way to say it, because God could change him, he could become a better person, but that I don't do things on that level. Because anybody else whose mother had passed away and they heard the nasty stuff that he wrote in that letter would have lost it. Would have lost it. You talking about making trouble? I can make trouble for you. I can pick up a phone and make a couple phone calls. I got people in California right now. Not too far from you. If I wanted to make trouble, I'm not that type of person anymore. So I took that letter and I set it on fire. I burned it. Because at the end of the day, I knew the devil could use that as an advantage point to try to get me to do something like contact one of these people at the end of the day. So in order to give him the opportunity to do that, I set the letter on fire. No one knows where it's going now. You don't have any respect for other people. You don't. But remember, you attacked a Christian woman. There's consequences to pay for your actions. You need to get your act together. You need to get saved. Because you keep down that road and you will bump into the wrong people. If not, the other people are coming already. And you're going to meet somebody. Again, Mr. Fernando, you're not going to be able to get around. I think when you're in the system, you're going to learn a valuable lesson about life. That's what you're going to learn. He's going to take some pain, yes. It won't probably be by their people. He's just that type of person. He does things, he thinks he can do what he wants. And people like that go through the system, go through the worst of it all. They bump into all the wrong ones. He's going to learn. I think he's been getting through life. I think he's been getting over on people. And then, well, how do we explain some of the crazy stuff he's been doing? Now it's time it's going to catch up to him. Yeah, I read that letter. That was disgusting. You're a nasty human being. You're a very nasty human being. Very nasty human being. And the fact that the person that I used to be back then, that I can look at something like that and just set it on fire, recognize what I'm seeing at the end of the day, I'm seeing Satan at the end of the day, that the devil's in my head telling me, take care of it, get it done. Make a phone call, get it done. You have no idea how close you have come to multiple times someone walking up to you and taking you out. If that letter had reached my sisters, good gracious, man. You got nasty with a family member of mine as a bounty hunter. He's an ex-Marine and a bounty hunter. And that's the person you choose to tick off in a conversation. Man, you better not skip out on bail. He's going to come for you. He may say, oh, he ran. You heard that line before. You know what happens when they say you ran. I'm going to leave that alone. I put my cell phone up high on the fridge when I come in because the kids pick up phones. They think there's games in it, and that's what they do. And this knucklehead has a habit of sending me weird stuff. So I put the cell phone up high. And the phone was going off. He was contacting me on a Saturday. The phone's going off. You can see some of the messages we got from calling me nigger and some stuff, pornography, pictures and all this stuff, weird stuff. And he would contact me one time. He said, oh, you think you're God? And I was like, no, dude, I don't think I'm God. There's all kinds of crazy. He's a weird dude. So anyway, I put the phone up high. And the kids can't get to it. But the adults, one of them, which was a Marine, heard the phone going off like crazy. Because on top of a metal refrigerator, I got on vibrate and it's going off. He's like, what the freak is contact? And it got to be a female. He's always in my phone. And I don't keep my phone locked, you know what I mean? I ain't got nothing to hide. So he goes up there, he goes to my phone, and he gets into a conversation with Jamie. And Jamie ran and carrying on and acting up because he thinks he's a big, bad, tough guy at the end of the day. Didn't realize you were having an argument with a Marine, an ex-Marine, and bounty hunter. And the stuff you said to him about his family at the end of the day, you're going to be one of those cases where he said, well, he ran. I had no choice. I had to use force. I would not pay. There's not enough money on this planet, Fernando, for what's coming towards you. There's not enough money on this planet for me to ever want to switch places with you. Not enough. You got someone. I couldn't imagine the stuff that's coming back. I couldn't imagine the stuff that he does when he's not on camera. Couldn't imagine. And that's why they're looking into his wife. They know that she has to know some of the stuff he was doing. There is no way in the world that she is oblivious to what he's doing. So now, Mr. Fernando, there's talk that she may have a lawsuit coming against her because she knew that you were committing these crimes and she did nothing about it. You know, you can be charged for that, right? Yeah, they're looking into suing his wife. If a group of your friends go out and 3 of them attack somebody, and you did nothing to stop this in any way whatsoever, and that person dies, guess what? You're going to jail. You get manslaughter charges. You could have prevented this. They're going to ask you, why didn't you stop? Why didn't you do anything at all to prevent this? You could have done something. You could have called the police, anything. But the fact that you stood by and did nothing, this gets you thrown in jail. So that's what they're looking at now. They're looking into how much, because you're not in a big house. There's no way in the world she could have not known that all this was going on in his apartment. Which means she had to know about some of this stuff. Which means now you're looking to file a lawsuit against your wife. Fernando, she knew about the copyrights. You know why? The process server was talking to her. When he came to your building to give you the notice, he was talking to his wife. She got the notice. It was pinned to the door. So she read that notice. And she knows from the door that you were involved in copyright infringement, which means you were touching her copyrights, which means she was fully aware that you were doing this. And she did nothing to stop this, because this continued on long after we had sent that letter to your door. So guess what? I'm looking into file a lawsuit against your wife. Ugh, man. I haven't thought about any of this stuff to begin with, because again, why don't you just, when the lawyer sent you the letter, I'm going to ask you in court, when the lawyer sent you the letter, why didn't you back it down? We clearly told you we were going to sue you, right? Why didn't you back it down? And now, when I was talking to a buddy of mine, he said, who came to the door when the server came there? I said, his wife came there. He said, so she's fully aware that he was touching your copyrights. I said, well, yeah, she's fully aware of that. Well, then she's accessory to the crime. Because she could have told him to stop it. She could have prevented it. And if she stepped in and told the judge, look, I tried everything I possibly could. He didn't want to listen to me, this, that, and the other, which means she should be throwing you on a bus. She can easily do that. She needs to get out of that. All she has to say basically is, look, he kept it up. I kept telling him over and over again, stop it, stop it, stop it. He didn't want to listen to me, and that's basically about it. I'm in the process of getting a divorce. That's literally what happens. Now, she divorces him. Police shows the courts at the end of the day that she was making her statement. It's true, blah, 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 blah. She tried to get him to stop. He wouldn't listen. He wouldn't do what he wanted to do. And she doesn't want to be involved in any of these consequences. So some people do. They divorce. Because that means at the end of the day, divorce, that means at the end of the day, okay, they didn't know. I mean, they did know about it. They did try to warn him. I mean, so much you can do. You can't really control anybody at the end of the day. That's true. I can see that. And other part is that while you're in there doing all that time, she might just decide to meet somebody else. So that happens too. A lot. No, I think the kids are growing, right? I think they're growing. They're growing. None of my business is growing. The reason why I said that, Mr. Fernando, is because at the end of you got that other problem too. Oh, that's another nightmare. Man, you just add nightmares into your family, because you got that thing with immigration, and she don't have documents. You know what's going to happen. Gee whiz Louise, man, you just don't care. You don't care at all. No, nobody. You just spent on this. I don't know what. Was you bullied when you were a kid? Did people beat you up every day? Because you kind of look like the type that got beat up every day. I hate to say he does. He looks like the type that's been beat up every day. Because again, that's the only way we would explain this. I have people sit there and just trying to analyze this guy. And people and they're like, he's not all there. So what went on? Like, mostly people who go through that kind of going down with the ship scenario are people that were bullied. But here's the thing. You're not being bullied. You're doing the opposite. You're bullying us. You're attacking my company at the end of the day. I didn't go through your YouTube channel and contact you and ask you how your stuff was made. No, that was you contacting us. We're the ones who have all the charges against you. So again, you must have been bullied in school or something, because, most people, if they're being hit with a lawsuit, would back it down. At least shut it up. We just kept going on and on and on with it, keep getting more and more evidence on them. Ugh. But anyway, Yeah, he must have been bullied as a kid. He had to be, because there's no way else to explain it. And he just really didn't want to stop with it. It's like someone saying, hey, we got this steep hill. It's a 90-degree incline. Let me go cut the freaking brake line and see where this goes. You know where this is going to go. It's going to be a disaster or something. Wow. So, look, you didn't write... I don't understand you, man. I really don't try to understand you because, again, I did at one point try to figure out what was wrong with you, but at this particular point, I'm just going to chalk it up as you're just nuts. Because, again, you're undocumented, man. And that's... if I got warrants for me, you think I'm going to be out there drag racing, doing all kinds of crazy stuff so I can pop up on the radar? You got to be kidding me. I'm going off grid. I'm about to become a mountain man. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere, and I am nowhere. That's what it's going to be, like that. I'm going ghost. You do the opposite. You paint yourself orange. You got a sign that says, I did it. So if you're undocumented, why in the world would you do all that crazy stuff to begin with? And on top of that, you could say at the end of the day, well, it'll be just me. They'll just deport me. Well, no. It does not work out that way. It doesn't. You're not getting deported, Fernando. You got to stand here for crimes you did. That's what you have to face the music over here. But the worst thing you did is you invited this nightmare to your family. Because I'm hoping that they are documented. I'm hoping they are. Because they shouldn't have to pay for somebody else's stupidity. They shouldn't. I hope they are. They're not. They're going to go through it. They're going to check everybody's ID and credentials and paperwork and everything. They're going to check it. That's the sad thing about it is, this is the reason why, even when we figured out that he wasn't documented, we still dragged our feet on him. You don't give people the opportunity to even cut you a break. You don't. He doesn't. He doesn't give anybody opportunity to cut him a break. Gave multiple breaks out of the situation, and he gives nobody opportunities. He just keeps hitting them over and over and over again. I don't know whether he feels like basically he's breaking them down or whatever, and we're just looking at him like, look at the rope he's just making for him. You're just hanging yourself, man. I just watch you sit there and pull out a rope and watch this. And he basically sets it up, pulls out a chair, ties the rope to the wall, puts a noose around his neck, and then basically kicks the chair out. We just watch him hang like, look at this guy at the end of the day. Gave him the option up. I can hand you a pair of scissors. You'll knock them out of my hand. Put a chair underneath your feet to hold you up. You would still kick the chair out. Try to hold you up to keep you from dying. You would fight me on it. You're your worst enemy. You're your worst enemy. You don't have to worry about anybody else. You are your worst enemy. We gave you that option, Mr. Fernando. I came up several times to try to help you out. And then knowing that you're not documented, you still persisted on? And yet you want to blame other people and say, oh yeah, he's racist at the end of the day. But yeah, you were given multiple chances, knowing the consequences that were going to come at hand, knowing that you didn't have proper paperwork to be here, and you continued on with it? Thus throwing the person who rented the building to you under a bus, thus the people who basically got you a nice job that you can work to pay for the building you're in under a bus. They got to investigate them too now. You hired a person without documents. You caused all that damage. Ruined your family. And your kids have birthrights. They were born here. So, they can stay. It used to be at one point, I think it may still be, that if your kids were born here, when they turn 18, they have a right to invite you. That's what the birthrights had. That's why they're trying to get rid of the birthrights. There's more reasons why they're trying to get rid of the birthrights. We didn't get rid of the birthright because they didn't want anybody that said they were born here. No. It's the invite part. So yeah, if your kids grow up here and they're 18, they're adults here, right? They can invite you to stay. That's what they want to eliminate. I know that because I had a friend of mine that's here from Korea. He was here on a school visa, and the school visa had expired. But his kids were at the age, they've been here here when they were like 13, 14 years old when they came here. And of course now you're 18 years old now. Yeah, they get invited, they can stay, look it up. But that's what they want to get rid of. They get rid of the birth rights, then that means that there's no invites. That's why. It's more than that. It goes a little deeper than that. Trust me. But anyway. Whew. And he couldn't stay anyway. And the reason why he can't stay, because he committed crimes on United States soil. That's why he can't stay. Well, he's going to be here anyway. He's not going anywhere. He's got to stay here and he's got to face the freaking criminal charges first, you know what I mean? If he did something light, something to give him a year, well, come back and stay here. That's what he can do. But unfortunately, he did stuff that involves massive jail time. And you want to sit there and snap at me at the end of the day and say, hey, you're racist. So I'm racist at the end of the day for following charges against you for committing crimes against my business, right? So what I should do is allow you to continue to commit crimes against my business and say nothing at all, because if I do something, then I'm racist. That's what you're saying, right? Oh, by the way, you're being sued for that. $50,000 for making that statement, by the way, in court. Mr. Fernando, you do know at the end of the day they would have found out sooner or later, right? Because we have criminal charges against you. See, the guy who popped up at your front door, you're going to still have to show identification in order to get into a court building, because they require that. Not the ID that you get at the cashiering place, actual state ID. And you need birth certificates and social security cards to get those. So you're still going to have to show some kind of document to get into one of these buildings when we have these court cases coming up. Now I wouldn't be surprised if he made some fake documents, because he's known for doing stuff like this. Because here's the thing. The first minute I made statement of it, and he said, oh, you just asked, you weren't asked outright. I got the videos and everything to back up everything we said in court. Not a problem at all. You want to do that one? Go get a lawyer and tell me about that one too. We did it because we already know from the door that if he's not, and they can have to transfer him back over, we lose court costs. And if you say it's not true, it is true, Mr. Fernando, because guess what? I paid for the CCB, it's $100. So it cost me $100 to file that paperwork, to have that process server sent to your door. And on my receipt for what I paid for the process server, cost me an additional $100. So I shelled out $200 to have you appear in court. And because when the process server hit your door, I could have gone and reopened up the case and had you brought in, but I didn't. I figured that would be enough for you to be scared, you'll back down, and you go in a different direction, leave us alone. Did you do that? No, you continue to attack me. So I lost $200. So this time around, we're going to federal court, and federal court is much more expensive. Before I pay out those fines and fees and everything, I'm sorry, fees I got to pay out, you're not going to pay me anything, are you? No. Are you going to pay me back my $200? No. So guess what I got to find out? Whether you're documented or not, because it came up in a conversation. I never thought about it before. Like, I'm thinking you have paperwork. Who wouldn't have paperwork? Who in their right mind would do the crazy stuff you did and not be documented? You would have to be insane to do that stuff. Again. So with that being the case, you have to be documented. You touch copyrights multiple times to do the stuff you did. Who in their right mind would not have paperwork knowing you're not supposed to be here and commit crimes? Yeah, there you go. That's why it never dawned on us. But the guy said you may want to check, because if he is undocumented, then you're going to lose a lot of money, because you can't get that back once you file. And that's what we wanted to find out. That's when I wanted to try to go through the police and FBI. They said, no, we can't do that. You got to go through immigration. They're the only ones who can do it, unfortunately for you. And actually, a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that you can't just call them up and make a statement. That doesn't work that way. You have to fill out an application, which I showed you over here, a form. And in that form, you're going to put your real name, information, everything's in there, and you're going to submit it to them. You send them a fake document, you're talking about the United States government. They will have your address, your social security number, your birth certificate, your blood type, and everything else under the face of the sun, and you will find black vehicles in front of your house, and you will be going to jail. That is not a document you play around with. Go ahead and play with it, see what happens. But anyway, we put all our information in, everything was legit. And the thing about it, one of the things they asked for, violations. Did this person commit any violations? And you did. You committed cyber crimes, you committed violations for copyrights, and it goes on and on. We have in there about you. Now it changes. Now it's not talking about deportation of sending you back to Mexico. It is talking about basically holding you over for massive criminal charges, which means that you'll be in a facility. They will hold you there until these court cases come up. And when these court cases come up, if you receive 20 years, then you will get the 20 years. It says it right there in the document, lists what crimes the person committed. We put down cyber crimes. If you look it up, it says that by federal law, if you are convicted of this crime, you'll get 20 years. And that's what you're going to receive. Now, that's just cyber crimes. Where'd you read the copyright section? There you go. Now, before all this got to this point, what did we send to you? We sent you a cease and desist order, right? An attorney sent it to you. And what did you do? You continue to carry on and act up, right? When the process server came to your front door, you said it was legit and real, right? Real thing, no joke, real guy, right? Right? With a badge and everything from the courts. What did you do? Did you back down? No. You went on, you made jokes about the CCB being a scam company and this, that, and the other, which they now have that information because you take them as a joke. That's what you did, right? Okay, then. So that means you had plenty of opportunities. Did you think about your family when you were doing all this? No. You think about the person who stuck his neck out for you to be in that apartment complex? No. Do you think about your other family members? No. Do you think about the job you work at that also stuck their neck out to help you get a job, to pay for the things that you need to provide for your family? No. So when they come there, they don't just come for one person. They go through everybody's information. They want to know how you got into the building, who owns the building, where do you work at, who hired you. All that comes up, man. And that's the reason why, even after finding out that you were undocumented, I still dragged my feet on filing that document. It sat on my computer for about a week. Did you back down? No, you kept attacking me. And to the point I said, well, we don't got a choice. We got to do it. You force people to do things against you, Mr. Fernando. And then when they go and file against you, and then when you know, bam, back in. Anyway, internet slows down from time to time. So we gave you multiple opportunities. No, you didn't give any honest opinion. Mr. Fernando, you got to go to court for that, for what you stated. So, no, you're being deported because you committed multiple crimes, including copyrights and everything else, doxing, the whole 9 yards. So you're being going to court for that. Unfortunately, you don't have documents, so that's what's going to happen. And the fact that you said that you're being deported, why would someone who has documents make a statement that way? That's the first time we found out you told on yourself. Because when you sat there and said, I'm being deported, first is first, if you got paperwork, why would you be worried about getting deported? So you told on yourself. And if you got paperwork, why would you even say that? Most people would say they're trying to, but I'm good, I got paperwork. They'll back themselves 100%. Well, why would you just say it that way? Like, I'm getting deported because of so-and-so and so. That means you've already condemned yourself. And when you said that, you already let us know from the door you're undocumented. And that's when I made that statement and you disappeared for 11 days. Told on yourself. Now, Fernando, keep in mind, you got other people who do not like you. And those people, if they were to contact those agencies, just so you know, can't do that. This kind of saves your neck a little bit. Can't contact them out of hatred and say, yeah, I need him deported because he doesn't have paperwork here. It don't work that way. You got to fill a document out to do that. And in the document, you're going to put down everything in there, and you're going to have to basically, under the statement, with the best of my knowledge, that everything that I put in here is basically real. If not, you're going to go to jail. This is right there. So that means no one can go in and make false statements against anybody. It's not going to happen. You have to have actual hard proof. And even after when they detain the person, if they have crimes against them, you're still going to have to come up and they're going to have to talk to you about all that. So You could end up getting locked up yourself if you lied about it. That cuts down on a lot of nonsense. It does. Because, you got people out there that go out there and call and say, hey, I got these neighbors next door. I think they're Mexicans or think they're this, that, and the other. Or you need to have somebody go out there and cart them away. Can't do that. You got to sign out a document. There's a story of another lady. We have for time here. Are all the machines down? I think all the machines down. Oh, no, this machine's still on. I wonder. So why is this machine's still running? Why is that? Did I just shut you off? Guess why I shut you off? Yeah, I did shut you off. You turn yourself back on. I'm coming back on. Take your freedom for granted. You do. Ugh. I'm going out, take care of some business. Got clients coming by today to see our new stuff. I'm going to be going to a real estate agent to look at another place because I do want a bigger place. I mean, a big place. It's me and a cat at the end of the day, but I do want a bigger yard. So I'm going to be upgrading. I'm getting me a big workplace, hopefully with a second floor, because I want to get a fire pole put in there for me. And then to get this sleep study thing correctly done, I can get my motorcycle or my military truck, which I gotta wait till I gotta go through that process first to figure out how to fix it. Or my military truck, so bad. Oh, motorcycle. I can't even get a freaking electric bike. Okay, find out. There's really nothing really to show off, to tell you the truth. I mean, we're going to develop some new stuff. Oh, what time is it? You have to be here at a certain time? Where the frick is my phone? Oh, the phone's over there. We ain't got a phone. We got a machine on over here. Jack, I got a phone time. I got to do something real quick. So, most likely I'm going to do a lot of video shorts. Because all the demonstrations we'll be doing now is going to be for them. Because we've got tons of videos. So we don't need any more. We have 12,000 videos. So I think after that we're going to do a lot of video shorts. That's basically about it. And the demonstrations I have to do, which I have to do offline, of course, they're not going to be recorded. I'm keeping my offline business, online business separate. So I'm going to have them come in here, check out everything, get my contracts, going to be signed, installments, all that good stuff we need to do, and that's what I'm doing from there. And then I'm just going to do videos over here. That's basically about it. We do videos here on Facebook. Everything will be pre-recorded. Now, for those who are saying, well, what about batch numbers? I give you a message from my attorney. You mess with it, you get sued. That's all. I can do my batch numbers pre-record. I can do whatever I want in the day. As long as I can back up that part of works in a court of law, that's it. Touch them, go to suit. You can get sued. That's it. That's it. And you won't be talking to me. You'll be talking to him. I ain't getting involved in that nonsense. So I'm done. I've done that already. That's why we have a lawyer. You hit that stage, he's going to take care of all that. You get the letter from him. He'll give all his information. You contact him. You talk to him. He'll tell you what's going to happen to you. I don't care. It's not my problem. Mine is get my people in here, see my technology, get my showroom, which I can't wait to get my showroom. Oh my goodness, can't wait to get that. As much publicity as I possibly can put this technology, that's the most important right now. the publicity, as much limelight as I possibly can for people to see the screen. We get our first opening for time to come in. It happens to be a person for getting businesses off the ground, and it's him himself who's going to be here. It's a wonderful blessing. We get one showroom and we're in. That's it. That's all we need. One art gallery display where people can come in and see that technology. We're in. That's it. I want something with big windows. Big windows, that's how you can see inside all the screens we have in there. We can operate. Now, the lighting we have in here is nothing. But we have crazy lighting here. But some of the areas I've been in the building, we can operate there. So 300 lumens, 50 lumens, I can walk through this place at 50 lumens. And no office burning now because of our technology. So we do, if you walk into Macy's, so much light they have in Macy's, we can operate in there easily. We can do big screens in there, set up so people can look through the windows, these giant master screens on display. Oh yeah, we'll clean up quick. Because most people, like I said, are used to seeing screen projection setup in dark environments. You're walking into a showroom that has these giant screens, small screens, whatever, with all this lighting in the environment, including the halo system wrapped around one of them, or all of them. On these projectors that anyone can afford. How much money we're going to make with that? A lot. All right. You're talking about that McLaren money, that Bugatti money, that series, customized, one-of-a-kind Bugatti money. And the city knows that they're going to make a ton of money off of us because, again, you know, taxes and all that stuff, but they don't care about paying them today because I know where the taxes go. Taxes go to help other people out. And besides all the charity adventures we're going to be doing at the end of the day, we're going to be doing a lot for Allentown. And if other cities want to incorporate our technology, then they're more than welcome. We'll come right in and we'll look everything up for them. Imagine a contract for an entire city. Yep. I woke up in the Bugatti. And would I buy Bugatti? No, I cost like $3 million for one of those things. How many people I can feed with $3 million? How many people I can house for $3 million? How many people I can buy clothes for $300 million? How many baby formula I can buy with $3 million? Yeah, no, I'm good. I want a 57 Chevy. That's what I always wanted. I prayed on it. I want a 50. I'm going to get my 57 Chevy. Jet black. Vintage. I don't want nothing in that vehicle that didn't come from that area. That's what I'm going to get. Jet black. Inside the car, bone white. Because me and Cat going to be in there. Ain't nobody in my car. And I want an engine on that thing, man. I want it to purr like a kitty. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait to get one. It's going to be custom. When they're all customized, they want to change. I want the doors to change. I want suicide doors on mine. I'm not 57 Chevy with the suicide doors. Yeah. That's what I want. I definitely want to get one. Buddy does cars. I'm familiar with this car. I was telling him about the 57 Chase. And man, you get that vehicle, man. Bring it down here. Hook it up and get all the original parts on and everything. I want a satellite radio, I want an old-fashioned radio, everything, the whole 9 yards on it. Oh, I'm going to play all oldies in it. All oldies. That's what I'm rocking. All oldies. I like oldies. Yep. That's a beautiful 57 Chevy. Mr. Postman, yeah, beautiful that song is, man. With a system in my car, silver platters, all that. Yeah, we rocking the oldies up in there. All right, people, I gotta pick up my JVC little portable radio so I can play my Frank Sinatra when I walk. I'm done here. I am done. I'm just gonna do shorts on here, man. We'll do shorts, some videos showing some stuff we have on. That's basically about it. And right now I need to concentrate on my clients, bring them in here. That's what I got everything set up for. We got a little bit of everything here showing off. And they can see what we have to offer. All right. Oh man. You know what's interesting about this? I walked to Allentown, all through Allentown. People already know me down here. They don't know what I do. I told very few people what I do for a living. Very few people know. They're not going to realize that I'm going to be one responsible for upgrading their sports bars, movie theaters, everything, all that. That's going to be our technology. But they don't know what I do. I told very few people what I do. I just come in like an everyday Joe. That's all I am. T-shirts, cargos, and sneakers. Nothing special. No fancy cars, no fancy jewelry, none of that stuff. None of it. Just everyday Joe. That's it. I realize we develop all the technology for the city. Every screen we got up here is white. It's all white screens up here. Even the outdoor screen. I watched the sports bar. I had a white inflatable screen up there. Ugh, oh. That was horrible. That's absolutely horrible to watch. Absolutely horrible to watch. I ain't say that. Not my time yet. All these restaurants, they got these motorized projection screen, tension screens, all that. All white screens. You see that technology looks like next to a white screen? Why can't it exist next to one of these things? Yeah. I didn't say anything. I want them to say, oh, well, wait a minute, I've seen you before. You got it walks by all the time. It has the cat in the back. The cat in the back. The side goes in the back. You developed this stuff? What do you mean? Yeah. I like that whole under the radar kind of effect. Yeah. Okay, people, I gotta go. I'm gonna go around for a little bit. I got people coming down to check out a few things. There's some things I gotta go do. Yeah, I gotta finish my cabinet over and get that finished painted. What I decide to do. Actually, I'm gonna do something really cool with our cardboard cabinet there. There's something pretty cool with it. Man, they tried everything. I was sitting there, my buddy's like, what they tried? They tried everything. Everything. They basically were contacting people and showing them pictures of us at the post office boxes trying to get us arrested. Let me explain something to you. If what I was doing was wrong, the Lord would have told me. My Lord has never led me wrong. Ever led me wrong. If it was wrong for me to do what I was doing, the Lord would have told me, stop doing that. Because my Lord protects me, that's what he does. But you were trying to get me arrested, and now look what's about to happen to you. You're getting arrested. You're going to jail for a very long time. See? Comes around, goes around. You gotta be careful. What you say to other people, you end up cursing yourself. And the difference between me and you is, I literally have charges filed on you, and I got the evidence to throw you in jail. If I don't, go get a lawyer and have a lawyer contact me and say I can't do it. I'll give you to the end of the month. You know me, people, at the end of the day, I will post it in a hot second. And if you send over a fake attorney, you'll get arrested for that too, because I'll file another charge against you for impersonating an attorney and contacting us. Don't do that either. Oh, didn't you send some letter to us about posting to be Screen Innovation and Daylight? Remember that? You said I got a copy of that. So I'm gonna send that to them. Wait, you guys put your names on it, right? There you go. You try to pose like they were the company and tried to make false threats and make it like they made those threats toward me. And they never made any threats toward me whatsoever. But you put their names in there. By the way, we pinged your email account. Stop sending me dumb emails. And people think at the end of the day, like, well, if I get a VPI server, if I mess my IP address, that does not help you. I got friends of mine that basically are like serious, crazy Google, Microsoft, Matrix people at the end of the day. That's a nice way of putting it besides using the other word of all that. These people know all kinds of stuff. They live in the freaking Matrix.
Very few people can go to the dark side of the web and be comfortable over there without being feel that they're threatened or can be tracked or what. They're that type of people. They can go anywhere they want. They're that type of people. They're literally nothing but 001100111001 people at the end of the day. And even they will tell you they even get tracked. I had a friend of mine who literally, besides the other one who rewrote the operating system, he rewrote out some Windows. But anyway, I had another one who was actually super crazy intelligent guy. Computer wizard. And he got raided 4 times by the FBI. 4 times! And he changed locations multiple times. One time they got him off grid. You're ready to track him off grid. You live in the digital era. There's satellites up there. They can watch everything you do. And they can see whether you're shaped or not. They don't tell you how powerful how the Hubble telescope. They have to tell you it's extremely powerful piece of machinery. There's nowhere you can go. Just what he did today, he figured that, okay, we got to find a choice. There's another way of using the gift that I got, which thank goodness he changed it to something else better with it. Because man, to have that vast amount of intelligence, we can do that in the day. Make an app or something for goodness sakes, make millions of dollars and do something with it. I mean, come people working for me, I can use it today. That's something working for me, I can use it in the day. I need challenge, he's not worse than me. But anyway, so he did something with it, actually much better with it. Thank goodness, because that's a God-given gift. You don't spend that on my bar somewhere or being owned by some government agency because they give them options sometimes. They give them options like, look, you work for us forever. And we may decide to pay you or not. They're going to make sure you got food. You know, they got to keep you alive. But you're not going to live that lifestyle. You're literally going to be a slave to their system. That's what's going to happen. The very thing you fought to become, which you will be. Got an option. We'll stick you in a room with nothing in there. We'll put your maximum security. You'll spend the rest of your life in that. Or you'll come out here and you work for us. They give them options. I know your friends got some interesting options, but when you build this crazy stuff all day long and you get to that field, you meet some very interesting people. And I've met some very serious, scary, highly level intelligent people. Nice people at the end of the day, coolest people on the face of the planet. It's about the most humblest people you ever meet. But I had a friend of mine who told me, like, yeah, they got me off grid. Man, Homeland Security came down. They know exactly where he's at. They pinpoint where he's at. Everything. Came and got him. So he had one point. That's what I'm talking about the magnets. I walked in his house and my keychain stuck to the side of the doorway, and I was like, what the freak? My phones were acting up and everything. I was walking through. She got jammers in there. What's going on? Why is my key stuck to the doorway? The guy went in and removed the inside of the doorway and put in these industrial magnets. You know what happens if you walk a computer through a magnet, right? You wipe the drive. So his computer room is in the far end of the house. So you have to walk through several doorways in order to get the confiscated PCs. As you walk up there, it was wiping the hard drives. You didn't know. By the time they got the machine, it was not on the drives were destroyed. Smart guy. When the officers didn't figure it out, and so he went, his keys, whatever he had, whatever, pulled toward the door, and he's like, oh shoot, too late, and to get him out of the vehicle, let him go. He got nothing on him, all the evidence got wiped. You know, you got a backup drive somewhere in the cloud, you got something up there, backing up something. An interesting guy. I met a lot of cool people in this thing, some really, really nice people. They're not that. At the end of the day, they're real nice people. This is like you're crossing the wrong way. It'll jack your life up pretty bad. But other than that, yeah, they're real nice people. I met some real cool people. Plus, I learned a lot of cool stuff from them. I meet somebody with IQ level like that. I'm trying to learn as much from you as I possibly can. If you teach me something, that'd be nice. I like knowledge at the end of the day. Some of the guys I learned, at the end of the day, don't build. They don't build PCs. They don't mod. They don't do any of this stuff. They don't do any modifications. None of that stuff. They don't do it. They're programmers. So they buy their PCs. They're like, what the frick did you buy this for? You got Alienware? What the frick, why you want Alienware? He said, because I would build it at the end of the day. I'm a programmer. I said, okay, let's hook something up here. I don't program as good as you do. So how about we do it this way? You give me some special programs that I need, because these are special programs for like drivers and stuff I got to pay for, drivers and all that stuff. Sometimes it's hard for me to get certain drivers, certain machines. I can use it for basically for preparing PCs. I got the drivers already there, and I'll build you whatever the freak you want. Like you design it, like because I can do more than just basically just build you a everyday basic PC. I can put a theme into that. Anything you want. What's your favorite theme? You like Hello Kitty? I'll build you a piece like a Hello Kitty. It'll be cool as on the wall. We have an actual rainbow with that baby and everything. What do you like? Yeah, building all these gaming PCs. I do a modification and building all these customized PCs. Yeah, it's a Call of Duty to this day PC. The old Call of Duty, the one back in the day, it's bulletproof. It literally has shell rounds and bullet rounds in the case. Because we went down and got the bulletproof casing. We cut the PC out, you know what I mean? The back, the front, and everything, and the whole 9 yards, all the bays, because it's back in the day. And my buddy laid it up against the wall, and he fired an AK-47 into it. So the casing already, it's already cut. We're going to be cut when we got bullets in there. The casing has bullets lodged into the plastic, the bulletproof plastic. So this Call of Duty PC literally has little rounds in it. Is that sick or what? They actually built it for him. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave the rest alone. But anyway, yeah, we built some pretty cool stuff for him. Yep, he sure has it to this day. He shows off. So God, he upgraded all the stuff and everything in it. Because you taught him how to build. I taught him how to build PCs. We're not hard to do. This is all memory. You memorize all those programs at the end of the day. How the freak you understand all that stuff? How about this? I'll show you how to put it all together very simply. You can do the rest. Yep. He's a fantastic programmer. Really fantastic programmer. He would go in there and change everything in his games. Like, I don't like the way the scenery looks. I don't like the way the shadowing look. You change all the games look so freaking realistic. Like, wow, really? With all that programming. He didn't do anything. The other one did that. All he did was change the infrastructure background, like he made the water look realistic, all that, but he didn't put any crazy mods into it. Like, wait a minute, you plays Witcher. I said, you don't give him a laser gun, you can give him a rifle, machine guns, you can make him giant, you make him small, give him superhuman strength. No, but that takes away from the game. It's not even make it fun. He just wanted the background more realistic. He did it too. Cool dude. I gotta call him up today and see what he's doing. He's a cool guy. I'm still in contact with him. He's a cool guy. I met him when he was 16 years old. I was 18. I was 18. I was locked up when I was 18. I was in my 20s, and he was around 16 when I met him. And he was just, I just thought he was an everyday dude, but now he's a kid with a really high IQ, freaking high IQ. That's when I had the nickname Spot. We call him Spot. They asked him simple questions like, yo, what color is the sky? And he would go, well, the at one point he thought he was going to pull out a chalkboard, so he just go all in. Like, no. The sky's blue. Because the sky is blue. He's a nerd when we met him. And then he got to hanging around one of my friends, which was a rave junkie, and the rest is history. Next thing you know, he was at every single rave with him, going to parties, having fun, whatever. Yeah, we opened up that button in Pandora's box. He was an interesting dude, man, but yeah, he went to parties and stuff like that because he never did any of that stuff. Our other buddy for a little bit, he met him through our group. He says, yeah, what's he all about? He said, man, that guy was a raves, parties, all this stuff. That's crazy stuff, man. You're too crazy for us. We don't even hang around. We hang around with not on the level, the party level. So you guys can pretty much get along pretty good. They became best friends. Yeah, that guy completely changed altogether, man. All together. Oh, gee whiz, man. You done made a monster out of this guy, man. He would go to those raves that would last for like weeks for weeks. And they'd be so hot up there, he went out there with a fire hose spraying people in a giant marsh pit. He turned into that. Somehow he got tackled by a woman that looked like China. She picked him up and she body flipped him. Oh man, got the whole thing on recording. Funniest thing I ever seen in a month. She speared him like freaking Goldberg. You remember that spear that Goldberg used to do? Picked him up and body slammed him in the mud. And they dated. I was crying about this. It's the funniest thing I've seen in my life. It didn't even look real. She just ran and speared him. Hit the ground. She picked him up and she body slammed him. Of course, my buddy's like, he's a short kid at the end of the day, and she was like about 6'2". Yeah, they dated. He liked it. He said, man, I knew it was love, man. I knew it was love when she picked me up, and I was watching everybody spin around, and when she slammed me, the mud splashed in my face, and I saw her face, I knew it was love. I was like, yep, that's about right. All right, I'm out of here. I'm happy. So happy together. Oh, that's a good song to put into a video. Judging by my music, you see I listen to everything, right? Beatles, all that stuff, everything. crazy. Despite all that evil stuff these people done to me, do you see me all bitter and everything? No, 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 no. I'm good. I can't wait to get my warehouse. All my warehouse is gonna be huge. The stuff I gotta build in there. I'm building some big wrap-around screens in there. Nobody's coming. He does all that stuff with the projector, the wrap-around screens and stuff. We got transparent technology. You imagine a 300-inch curved screen? How big those things are? He's installing one in that baby. Yep. We're gonna have a ball in this thing. Sensor system running through it. We get to have all the cool toys to play with at the end of the day. Yep. The engineer and design better stuff for our customers. That's what we're gonna do. They tried. I'm gonna write a book about this, you know, right? Everything I went through, the whole 9 yards of these jokers and the court case and all that, I'm gonna write a book on it. Yeah, it's a fantastic story. People tried to attack me and take me down. The Lord did not allow them to be able to be successful. Where are they at right now? They're all in jail. Wait, what's gonna happen? Yes, I can't wait to get this thing started. I waited so long to get this thing. That's somebody else's technology. You know, you're sitting there looking at all this stuff in your home every day. Every day. And you just want somebody to come in and see it. And YouTube's nice, and I want people to come in and see it, to see what we did, what we built, we put together. A lot of hard work into everything I had to do. I want to see people just come in and just my work. And then you got the boneheads who decide to take my hard work, go and leave. You can leave all you want. Because I know you're in my room, listen to what I'm saying. You can leave all you want. But I'm going to let you know something from the door. I will have you in court. You won't leave anywhere. Stuck in that place with me and my lawyers. That's what you're going to wish you weren't born. That's what you get. And I work every day. Even the days I was sick, even the days I thought I was dying, I worked. I worked through this whole process of being food poisoning. I worked. First stages of that, I felt like I was going to throw up most of the time. And I kept on working. Going to the appointments, everything. I worked. I sat down and looked at the ceiling. That was all this beauty God gave to us. Lord, we got to get out of here. No one's going to see this stuff. We're trapped. And no one can see it. And I got these idiots online spreading these false rumors, saying my stuff doesn't work. They can't see you on camera, buddy. Yeah, nice try. You know, you work hard. And you got people telling you that your stuff don't work. And you're seeing it every day. Every day. You're watching your customers, your loyal customers come in and give you good reviews on your products. And that makes you feel fantastic because you're working hard to do something better. And you get the same jerks coming on for the same rumors. Everything I take and I design, you take it and you take it to your channel and you taint it and you make it look bad. And you lie about it. You say bad things about it. Guess what? God heard every word you said. And I'm going to have my justice. I'm going to have my day in court. Everything you said, everything you did, I've documented all of it. I can't wait for a judge to see it all. I can't wait to hear your sentencing. I can't wait to see the look on your face. You find that you're going to spend the rest of your life behind bars. Your life is now over. Pretend it's not over. That's if they find God. If they don't find God, then your life is over. Because you still may not have a chance in this world. You may be gone. But in the next world, that's what you're going to have to pay for. Because the person who you followed, the person who you served that got you in that situation, is waiting to finish the job. That's what you're worried about. Those weights are heavy. Pre-workout before I go out. going on. You weren't allowed to take anything off my table. I was able to keep the houses I was in, pay my bills, everything needed to be done. You come on in and you spread false rumors by saying, oh, he was kicked out of the place for the old money. He was kicked out of the place for the old money. If that was the case, gentlemen, I wouldn't be in the places I'm at now. You know what happens if you're kicked out of multiple places? It shows up on your renter's credit. On your renter's credit, it shows up that you have delinquents on your credit. That makes it impossible for you to rent from anybody. You have to go through background checks, all that stuff. So it'd be virtually impossible for me to get into the apartment. It'd be virtually impossible for me to be able to work here or any places I'm actually applying for because it would come up that I owe money. Unlike you, when you get hit with something from us, you won't be able to get $2 out of a bank because it will show clearly that you owe us millions of dollars. You'll be flagged on every PC. Hopefully, your son does not have your name. If he does, he's going to have to put Junior on every single thing he does. If not, he's going to get hit with your debt. So, for Mr. Fernando, your son's going to have to put Junior on every single thing. If you named him after you, they'll inherit your debt. And here's the nightmare about this. If he makes one mistake, we accidentally, if we put the right name, he's going to get hit with that nasty nonsense. And it takes him forever to clarify that nonsense. It does. It could be years before they say, all right, you gave us enough evidence. Yeah, bring that ID in enough. You let somebody go through that mess. It takes a lot to convince them that you're not that person. You got to come in person, you want all types of information, and all this stuff, and you're undocumented, which makes it even worse because you don't even have the document to prove with what. Good luck on that one. So for him, personal advice, change your name or put Junior on everything. That happened to a friend of mine who did some things he shouldn't have did. He went out and signed a whole bunch of things in his son's name. Well, he did bad stuff anyway. Sorry, gotta get a pre-workout in. Well, actually, a pre-workout did this workout already. But anyway. Yeah. And that master stuff. Oh, look at this bullshit. Yeah, this stuff will carry over to the son. He'll get hit with that. So what happened was, can't mention who, but somebody I knew went out and did a lot of bad stuff. And used his name, damaged his credit. Unfortunately, his son and him have the same name. And the bad thing about that is that his son inherited the debt. I don't know how, but he got the debt. So long story short, he tried to go get an apartment, and they denied him the apartment. They said he had outstanding debt and couldn't get it. And he couldn't figure out why. Like, why do I have outstanding debt? You know what I mean? We'll get that arrow on me better. Why do I have outstanding debt? To find out that he inherited his father's debt because he made a mistake. He didn't put down Junior. And they labeled him as his as the person that owned the money. So he couldn't get the apartment. He had to have a sister co-sign to help him get the apartment. So that's crazy. Now he could have taken his father to court. Yeah, he could have taken him to court. But he didn't. He didn't do it. His father's very lucky. He even used his son's name a couple of times, which is messed up. I hope he didn't do that. Usually people who don't have documentation use other people's identities. And some people use their kids. I'm not saying that he did, but some people do that. Hopefully, he's doing all of that. Woo. Oh, I gotta go, people. Got things to do. Goodbye. Ooh, taco.